What's good? What's good? I'm back. Yours truly, the one and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast. This is episode 121. We got a few topics to get into, bunch of NFL related topics because there's a lot of stuff going on with NFL trades and signings and whatnot. Before we get started, I got to shout out the sponsors. Don't forget this podcast is sponsored by Promo Palace LLC at promopalace.biz. For your online marketing promotions for your music, your product, your brand, and your service, please check out promopalace.biz. You see it scrolling down below. Also, if you're a tequila lover, a cognac lover, or you like them mixed together, agave tequila with cognac, then check out Dizzle. Do you Dizzle? Yes, I Dizzle. Check out DizzleBrand.com. They got a dozen recipes on there. You can order bottles online. You can order merchandise online for the Dizzle brand. They got hoodies, t-shirts, hats, and you've seen some of them worn on this podcast as well. Check them out, DizzleBrand.com. Follow them on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and more. Also, don't forget the audio version of my podcast goes to Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Deezer, TuneIn, Slacker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Podchaser, Podcast Addict, and much more. And don't forget to follow us on those platforms as well. Follow us on Spotify, follow us on Apple. The video version goes to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram TV, and Rumble. And definitely pushing the Rumble because Rumble actually allows you to monetize your videos from day one. And I think I need to start to push my clients more towards Rumble as well and let them know that Rumble really lets you monetize from day one. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let me pull up scores from last night. We got NBA scores from last night. Of course, the Lakers, they're plummeting. Okay, what do we got? Detroit beat Orlando, and that could have went either way. And it looks like that was the game. That was the only game last night. Wow, that was the only game in Orlando. Not too much left of the season now. Miami's still number one. Philadelphia, number 3. Boston done moved up to number 4. I mean, they've been balling out. It looked like at the beginning of the year, it was like their season was done. They didn't stand a chance. They traded for Derek White, and they were actually winning a little bit before that, but that Derek White trade has really panned out so well. I mean, they're number 4 seed right now. They will literally play the Bulls in the playoffs, and they could beat the Bulls because the Bulls is still an inexperienced team except for DeRozan, you know. And the Bulls are number 5. You got Cleveland number 6. Cleveland actually could fall into the play-in tournament. They could fall into the play-in tournament, which I think is going to happen because Jared Allen's hurt. So look for Toronto to move up to the 6th seed and Cleveland to move down, which I don't know if that makes it easier or harder for Charlotte because we're definitely not getting out the play-in tournament. And then you got Toronto, Brooklyn, Charlotte, and Atlanta in the playoff tournament. Wizards, Knicks, Pacers, Detroit, Magic. Their seasons are done. Done. Over with. Done. Get them out of here. All right, in the West, you got Phoenix, number 1, Memphis, number 2. I mean, I don't know. Nobody saw that coming, man. Memphis Grizzlies, number 2. Golden State Warriors, number 3. Utah, number 4. Number 5 is Dallas. Number 6 is Denver. And you know what, man? You got to give Lucas some credit, man. He's got a better record than Denver. And Jokic's MVP last year. Jokic actually has more to work with, I would say. Like all year long, he's had more to work with. I mean, Dallas don't got much. You got T-Wolves in the play-in, Clippers, Lakers, Pelicans. Lakers could fall out the play-in. If the Lakers fall out the play-in, I mean, it's going to be an embarrassment. a complete embarrassment. That Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis on one team, and they might not even make the play-in tournament. This is embarrassing. All right, let me go over Paul's power picks for the Paul Pickett podcast, aka Triple P. Number one, I'm going with the Miami Heat. I mean, I would have Phoenix if Chris Paul was not hurt, but it goes week to week. Number two, Milwaukee Bucks. I'm going with the Bucks. Number three, I'm going with the Memphis Grizzlies. Number four, I'm going with the Golden State Warriors. And number five, I'm going with the Phoenix Suns. And even though Phoenix Suns still got the number one record, they start the playoffs right now without Chris Paul. They're going to have a tough time, no matter who they go against. All right, let's look at some of these, pull up some of these topics I got here. Baker Mayfield requests a trade. Cleveland really screwed this up. This is the problem with these sports teams like this. Like, when it becomes public that you're going after a guy to replace another guy, you better damn sure land that player. So the Browns, it becomes public that they're going after Deshaun Watson. Of course, every team that doesn't have their quarterback, for the future is going after Deshaun Watson pretty much. Carolina's going after Deshaun Watson, which I don't think they stand a chance. Atlanta, the Saints, probably the Colts, the Seahawks, maybe the Dolphins. Who knows? A lot of teams to go after Deshaun Watson. So it comes public, and now you don't get him. You really screwed up. Because now Baker wants out. And yeah, the Browns is like, yo, we're not going to trade him. Like, we're going to stand pat. Well, he could decide not to show up. And then you're right back where you were at before you got Baker Mayfield. Cleveland Browns need to pump the brakes a little bit. I understand that they got a squad around Baker. They got some players. But pump the brakes, man. Pump the brakes. Cleveland Browns were, for 30 years, I'm 42 years old, for 30 years, they were complete bums. Bums. It was them and the Lions. They were the bums of the AFC. The Lions were the bums of the NFC. Lions are still the bums of the NFC. But now they're out of Lion territory. They're no longer bums. They're respectable, And, all due respect, Baker Mayfield is still a young player. He's only this is going to be a fifth year in the league, if I'm not mistaken. He's only been in the league 4 years. I understand you got Patrick Mahomes doing what he's doing. I understand, Joe Burrow done took the Bengals to the Super Bowl. Josh Allen's balling out, doing what he's doing. But come on, man. Come on. Pump the brakes here. The Browns, y'all were bums. Unless you're getting an upgrade from Baker Mayfield, you're going to go back to being bums. Pump the brakes. I understand y'all trying to win. Y'all want to win now. Y'all want to win a Super Bowl. But I don't know. I mean, do y'all even got enough to really win a Super Bowl? Yeah, y'all got a good defense, but they're not a dominant defense. You got pieces on offense. You got decent coaching, but let's pump the brakes here. You really messed this up, Browns. And I'm predict where I think Baker Mayfield's going to end up. Baker Mayfield's either going to end up in Atlanta or New Orleans. One of those two teams. Whatever team Deshaun Watson doesn't go to out of Atlanta and New Orleans, that's where Baker Mayfield is going to end up. And if he ends up in New Orleans, oh man, that could be good for him. That could be a blessing. Kamara, Michael Thomas coming back. They got a defense. That could be a blessing. This could be a blessing in disguise for Baker Mayfield. Von Miller signs with the Bills. Wow. All right, Von Miller signs a 5 or 6 year deal. I think it's a 6 year deal, but it's really more like a 3 and 4 year deal. I think he's getting like $17 million a year. A lot of teams are doing what the Rams did. Like they're going all in, they're putting their chips all in. Like signing Von Miller to the Bills is a put our chips all in and must win now Super Bowl bust. It's Super Bowl bust for the Bills. Josh Allen, he got plenty of weapons on offense. They just started up the defense with Von Miller, a Super Bowl MVP on the defensive end, 2-time Super Bowl champion on the defensive end. This is a big deal. Like, AFC is going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. Broncos just got Russell Wilson. We're going to get into this next topic, which is going to get into the Raiders. The Bills are all in. Chargers got Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson. They're all in. They're all in, yeah. There's a lot of teams all in. Chargers all in. Bills are all in. Chiefs all in. This next team, you might as well say they're all in. And they signed Chandler Jones signs with the Raiders. And not only did the Raiders sign Chandler Jones on defense, which stouts up their defense, they trade for Davante Adams. I mean, this is the most shocking news of the day. Let me throw down my cards for a second, grab my water. I gotta like analyze this and think about this one. I'm confused at what Green Bay's what is Green Bay's goal? The ownership, the GM. Like, what is their goal? Their goal can't be to win the Super Bowl. Maybe they just feel like, hey, the last 2 years, they had 2 shots, 13-3. They didn't get it done. That's it. That's it. I mean, I almost feel like they should have just went to a full rebuild. Because now, what are you expecting to do next year when Aaron Rodgers has no receivers? He has no receivers. None. No Pro Bowl receivers whatsoever. You got a good running back still in Aaron Jones. Raiders all in. Derek Carr played with Davante Adams in college. They pick up Chandler Jones. They're all in. Raiders all in. I mean, there's a lot of teams going all in the AFC. The Chargers, the Bills are pretty much going all in. The Denver Broncos are going all in. Raiders are going on. There's a lot of teams going all in, and the Chiefs have been all in already. They got Pat Mahomes, Kelsey, Tyreek. Apparently, they signed somebody else in place of Tyrann Mathieu because he's probably going to be gone. None of these teams in the NFC really made a lot of big moves that told me they're all in, except for maybe Cardinals getting Zach Ertz. What NFC team made moves that just says we're all in? Rams. Oh, Rams signed. Who did Rams sign? Allen Robinson. 3-year deal. Just kind of makes you wonder what's going to happen with OBJ. But they're all in. Again, they're all in to repeat. They lost Von Miller, but they got him in a trade anyways. I think they already knew they knew what it was. They knew it was just they got him just to win that Super Bowl that year. So yeah, man, there's a lot of big moves. A lot of teams in the AFC all in. Where's this bode well? How's this bode well for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens? Like they're not gonna be too good when you got Raiders picking up Davante, Adams, and Chandler. You got Von Miller with the Bills. I mean, there's just too many big moves. Denver Broncos get Russell Wilson, Chargers, Khalil Mack, and Jackson. I mean, come on, man. This is it's gonna be a good year next year for the AFC. Whoever comes out the AFC is probably gonna win. There's gonna be a lot of good teams. I mean, you got at least, and we still don't even know what the Bengals are gonna be with Joe Burrows. Yeah, they need to work on the offensive line, but they got some studs on offense. They can stout up the defense in the draft. Who knows? We still don't know what they're going to be, man. I mean, you could have Joe Burrow in the Bengals. You could have Josh Allen in the Bills, Russell Wilson in the Broncos, Patrick Mahomes in the Chiefs, Derek Carr and the Raiders with what he got over there. Yeah, there's a lot going on, man. Justin Herbert and the Chargers, Khalil Mack. I mean, the defense is stouting up over there. There's a lot of big expectations for at least 5 teams. I mean, because the Bengals are dead. You best believe they're trying to be back in the Joe Burrow's trying to be back in the Super Bowl that he lost, that they probably should have won. Yeah, this is a lot of the NFL is in a good spot right now. A real good spot. Yeah, there's not a lot of good quarterbacks coming in this year. You got Kenny Pickett coming in. No relation to Kenny Pickett, even though my uncle's name is Kenneth Pickett, but no relation. Not no really game changer quarterback coming in this year, which is good. They can skip a year because you got so many. You still got to see what these guys from last year, what Trevor Lawrence could be, what Trey Lance could be, what Justin Fields could be, what Zach I can't even remember his name right now because I don't even know if he's gonna be anything. The Jets quarterback, Zach, whatever his last name is. I don't because the Jets never really they never really have a legit quarterback. See, I gotta Google it because I can't. Zach Wilson. Excuse me, Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson. I mean, we still got to see what he's going to be. We still got to, which I don't think he's going to be much of anything. Trevor Lawrence. I mean, it's not looking good for Trevor Lawrence right now, who's the number one pick. Justin Fields, Trey Lance. Somebody made a interesting suggestion that the Colts or somebody should trade for like Jordan Love or something. Because like if Jordan Love was actually in the draft this year, he'd probably be the number one overall quarterback. But he's playing behind Aaron Rodgers, and apparently, they still didn't think he was good enough to take over the mantle. That's the thing. Green Bay is so confusing. They are so confusing. I mean, I really don't know what's the idea over there. Are they trying to win now while they still got Rodgers, or is it just about being respectable? And don't get me wrong, Aaron Rodgers is a bad dude. I mean, he still could go up 13-3 next year with the guys he got. Who knows? And they might get somebody in the draft, or they might get Odell Beckham is still available. Who knows? Nobody really knows, man. I just know a lot of big moves made. A lot of big moves. And if I had to say, out of all these moves, what moves have put a team over the hump more? I'm going to say Von Miller and the Bills and Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson to the Chargers. Those two, I think those are the two teams that made moves that could possibly get them over the hump. Like Justin Herbert could be in the Super Bowl next year instead of Joe Burrow. And next year after that could be Josh Allen. And you got Patrick Mahomes could be back in it again this coming up year. Who knows? I mean, it could rotate every year between like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. Who's to say Russell Wilson doesn't get the Broncos over the hump? Who's to say? Who knows? This is going to be very interesting. Lamar Jackson coming back. What's going to happen with Baker Mayfield? Where's Deshaun Watson going to end up? Because Deshaun Watson in New Orleans, man, I mean they don't got Sean Payton, but they still got some pieces on offense and a defense. They still got Alvin Kamara and Thomas coming back. Michael Thomas. I mean, so even if Baker ends up there, Deshaun Watson, whoever ends up there, if it's a good quarterback, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Matt Ryan ends up in the New Orleans. Like if Deshaun Watson ends up in Atlanta, Matt Ryan ends up in New Orleans, who knows? Or the Colts. You're gonna see a lot of movement still. Matt Ryan is definitely gone. He's gone. Sam Darnold is definitely not going to be. If the Panthers go in next year with Sam Darnold, I'm gonna be highly upset. I mean, damn, we need to at least try to go after Matt Ryan if Atlanta's getting rid of him. Matt Ryan, Baker Mayfield at Carolina. I would be happy with Baker Mayfield in Carolina over Sam Darnold. There's just so many options out there right now. So many moves to be made. And, I'm just got to make sure I stay on top of them and keep dropping these topics for you, man. Whatnot. Once again, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Another episode of the Paul Pickett Podcast is episode 121. And might be doing another episode later today, depending on what's going on with my man, Mr. Jones. Get some little hip-hop talk in. Don't forget this podcast is sponsored by Promo Palace LLC at promopalace.biz. You need online marketing promotions for your music, your product, your brand, or your service. Please check out promopalace.biz. You see it scrolling down below. You know what I'm saying? There it goes. It's going again. Promopalace.biz. Get marketing promotions there. Also, got to shout out dizzlebrand.com. They're technically not a sponsor, but my mentor and friend is third owner. So I got to shout out dizzlebrand.com. And I also manage their Facebook and their TikTok, because I know what Dizzle's going to be. Dizzle's going to be a $200 million business as far as I'm concerned. Some people are saying $20 million. I see $200 million. I see it being bigger than F and Vodka. I see it being bigger than Hennessy. It's way better than all these other drinks that's out there. Even Diddy's vodka, which, who cares about Diddy's vodka when you got Dizzle? Check out dizzlebrand.com. Do you Dizzle? Yes, I Dizzle. Don't forget the video version of my podcast goes to Facebook, Instagram TV, YouTube, and of course Rumble. Follow me on Rumble. Videos automatically monetized on Rumble, and we'll set up a new ad campaign as we speak to advertise on Rumble over on YouTube, since YouTube wants you to have 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers, but Rumble lets you monetize from day one, and that's why Rumble is going to come up big and strong and fast in the online social media world. Also, don't forget the audio version goes to Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Deezer, TuneIn, Slacker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Podchaser, Podcast Addict, and much more. Much more. Once again, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Peace. And